kids ever look straight through you? Almost like you're not even there?
So, how was school today?
It's almost like you're invisible to them. So stay tuned as I help you go from this to this. So let's go over why your child is seeing you like you're invisible. So let me break down one thing that's happening in your child's brain right now that could be making them look right through you. Anyway, when a child wakes up, or when we wake up, we're no different. We wake up with a brain bank, okay, an amount of good points. And these points directly reflect to dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And they're four good chemicals that make a great currency exchange in our brain. But what's going to happen throughout the day, we're going to be spending this currency. So we get anxious, we spend something. We get nervous, we spend something. Someone shouts at us, someone shames us, we get worried. We see fear, someone says something we don't like. We're spending all day long, and we're depleting that brain bank, that currency we currently have. And what it's being replaced with is a foreign currency. And that foreign currency is cortisol, and it's constantly creeping up, creating anxiety and stress throughout the day. So there's this part of the brain that's around here called the prefrontal cortex. And what it's responsible for? It's responsible for many things, but one of the things it's responsible for is driving, flying, sailing. What I mean by that is, imagine that this prefrontal cortex is the captain of the ship, so it steers the direction, avoids the rocks. It's the pilot in the plane, knowing how the altitude, up and down, how high to go, how low to go. It's the driver of the car on the motorway, knowing which lane to go in, how fast to go, do I overtake, do I go in? And these are all because it's responsible for your choices, your reasoning, and your executive function. Now imagine this, imagine you're driving on the motorway, you're driving, and then everything's calm, there's no one else on the road, no one, just you, and we're driving along, and there's trees going past, and you see a few cows and things, nice classical music playing, you're nice and relaxed. This means your brain is in a really high level brain bank. You've got lots of currency left. Now imagine this, you're driving, there's lots of traffic on the road, someone's just cut you up, the person next to you, or let's say the person in the back is shouting at you because we're going to be late. There's cars bobbing and weaving, it's raining, you can hardly see, the window wipers aren't working properly, the radio's going all fuzzy and you're trying to fix this, the sat-nav's just broke and I don't know where I'm going. All these things are chipping away at your currency. Now the person in the passenger seat, not in the back, turns around to you and says, "Can you tell me what I'm having for lunch today?" Let me ask you a question. Are you going to turn around and say, "Oh, by the way, yes, I think what I'll have is we'll have fish and we'll have some vegetable"? No. You're going, no, just hold on a sec. So if the brain bank is depleted, this part which is making your executive functions is steering, is piloting, it's sailing, and then you ask it some questions, I'm too busy, I'm too frustrated, I can't do it. Children under, let's say 4, 3 are not like this because their prefrontal cortex is not at that level just yet. They learn everything kinesthetically. But once they get that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they're going to be like this for sure. Not saying, don't let them drive a car though. Don't let them drive a car. When they get older, the brain starts changing, so this becomes even worse. But let's save that for another day. Now the first currency, the first chemical that we need to build back our deposit with is dopamine. And I'm sure you've heard of dopamine, and if you haven't, there's hundreds and thousands of videos on YouTube about it. Maybe I'll do my own one and give my perspective. But right now I don't want to focus on exactly too much what it is. I want to focus how we can deposit and what it means to us. So what we do in my school, so we want to give this currency, we want to put more currency in than we take out. What we do in my school, there's many ways to do it, and you can do this with, I do it with push-ups and things, exercises. You can do it with games, with like Lego, with running, with pretty much anything. So how I do it is I turn around and I say, so anticipation of a reward is how I like to see dopamine. It's like that motivation to anticipate the reward. If you do 5 push-ups, that's going to be great. You're going to be so strong because no one else here really can do 5 push-ups. But I tell you what, if you can do 10, all these people are going to look at you and think, whoa, who is this guy, girl? They're going to be so proud of you. But I tell you what, if you did 20, I'm going to look at you and think, I'm even going to go and probably buy your black belt and get it ready for you, because I know that someone that does 20 push-ups and tries that hard will probably get a black belt one day. Now what that's doing is saying to them, oh, an anticipation of doing more and more than I can normally do is my reward, is my release of dopamine. And that's going to start countering cortisol and putting money back in your account, your brain bank. And the second way we're going to deposit some currency into that brain bank is the use of a chemical called oxytocin. Oxytocin, I like to see it as a social chemical, a connection chemical. And I think it's one of the easiest ones that you can use, because all you need to do to release this is do the high fives, do the pats on the back. Obviously it depends on the age of the child. Do the hugs, let's play silly games together, let's be a team together, let's do this, let's bond together. You do that, your kid comes back from school and you're high-fiving and you're telling a joke. Okay, they may come out and they're all really like this, so they're ignoring you. But then you start sort of edging those jokes in, making things a little bit funny, and then they start releasing oxytocin. We start high-fiving, we start playing around, doing a little bit of wrestling or something together. And then, boom, we've got oxytocin release. Currency number 3, serotonin is the chemical being released. And I like to see this one as the happy message or the satisfaction chemical. So what I mean by that, and how we deliver this, is a little bit different to the other two. And it's how we interact and speak with our children. So for example, if you have a little one that's running around and not doing as they're told, and you're shouting and saying, if you do not sit down, I am taking away your tablet, I'm taking away your phone, I'm taking away your Lego, I'm taking away your colouring book, I'm going to make you sit on your own for 5 minutes. Whatever it is, you're being more of an aggressive punishment, shaming message. Okay, so by these things you're releasing cortisol, so it means you're depleting the brain bank. So what I want to do is I want to replenish the brain bank with serotonin. So serotonin, see someone running around, I do this in my gym all the time, in my martial arts school, you do it at home easy. They're running around. Hey, I can see them running around. Who can sit the best right now? Hey, Steve, why don't you go and sit on the couch right now and show everyone how good you are? See if anyone can beat you, because I think you're the best statue in the house. And wow, I'm going to be so proud of you if you sit really cool. What's the message? Punishment? Or get them to do it by desire? And where that happy message I'm giving them of how you're so good, I'm releasing serotonin. And the final deposit we're going to put through is endorphins, and I'm sure you've heard of these. Now, what can we do to release endorphins? Hey, let's do 10 star jumps each. Let's do 20. Let's move around, because endorphins is your exercise, and it starts to release endorphins as you exercise, which is why in most martial arts schools they always do a warm-up to start getting them chemicals released as you go straight away. So anything you can do. You can even challenge your child. Hey, can you do 5 star jumps quicker than me? Can you do 10? Can you do 20? It gets you on your feet, but it releases endorphins in your child. So now we can see those 4 currencies, or replacing currency, taking away cortisol and replacing them once again. Imagine you could do that and keep your child's brain bank in the green and not in the red. If you can do this, I am sure they will be able to see you and you won't be so invisible anymore. There may be other reasons they're not looking at you, so check out this video, which might also help. And plus, don't forget to subscribe and like my channel. It really helps me and motivates me and gives me dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins to keep making these videos just for you. Hey, Steve Cowan here. I'll see you on the next one.